thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people of the struggle. Salute, salute, salute. What's good, what's good, what's good? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, y'all see it. Y'all see it. Got the basketball gear on because I'm getting ready to speak basketball, the politics of it all. You know where we're about to go. So shout out again to Coach D Mac up in Florida. Huh? Rams for the gear. You see that? See the gear? Huh? You see the gear? Coach D Mac, where you at? You see it? You see it? So shout out to the coach for hooking me up. You did? See how it fall nice? See how nice that fall? Right there like that? Huh? Oh, nice. This is the nice authentic. Yeah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Ramadan Mubarak, Queen. How are you? How was your Ramadan? Yes. Yes. So shout out everybody. And as you come on in, let the tribe know we here. Let the tribe know that we are here. Share. Put the call out. Tell them we out here. Let them know we here. As the moderators come on in, please put the green screen information in the chat. And if anyone is in crisis or in need of anger management or domestic violence, please reach out. Book an assessment. Please. Remember, there's two IG pages. The most recent one just has Karim Bliz Johnson on it. If not, reach out to me in the chat or in the comments of this video or on Facebook or on Twitter. It can be reached all over the social media. All over. And pick up the merch. The merch is out on Etsy. The merch is out. The merch is out. All right? Peace, peace. Peace, city. What up? Okay, let's get right down to it. Let's get right down to it. We're talking black women again. My favorite subject. Beautiful black women, looking so gorgeous, moving with intelligence, resolve, determination, all of the words that describe her essence. We're speaking about her again. And as we spoke of yesterday, control. How the world wants to control her. She. Right? Her. She. Queen. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. So, if you're not into college athletics, if you're not into the NCAA, if you're not into women's basketball, you may have missed what has been going on as far as March Madness is concerned. We want to congratulate LSU. Oh, yes, we do. We want to congratulate LSU for winning the NCAA's Women's National Title. Yes. Beating Iowa. Now, there has been an asterisk next to the win because of what people are calling a double standard. Once again, racism or racist ideals come into question when it comes to melanated and non-melanated folk. In this particular instance, two basketball players used a taunt and both were received in very different ways. Iowa, the University of Iowa, have a player by the name of Caitlin Clark, who has had and is still having a storybook career from high school through the collegiate level. She's been on fire, unstoppable, with numerous accomplishments. And she's been known to have a very aggressive demeanor on court. She has, if you watch, and I've watched a few games, not just in this tournament, but throughout the season. I make it a point to peek in as much as I can on basketball at the collegiate level. I really enjoy college basketball, men and women. And, you know, when you are someone who seems to have all the tools on the collegiate level, you have a kind of confidence, conceit about you. And very few times do you find yourself being humbled in your sport and on your level. Now, the University of Iowa, for the last 3 years, got bumped in the tourney. Got bumped. They don't have a chip yet, even with this spectacular player. She made headlines a few days ago by taunting their previous team that they bumped out of the tourney with this. This wouldn't even be recognized as a taunt because nobody would know what it meant until the media, right, gave definition to it. This comes from a professional wrestler, WWE, right? You know, the wrestling that we used to watch back in the days with Fly Snooker and Andre the Giant, Bob Backlund and all that. Well, there's a very famous wrestler who has transitioned into Hollywood, so some may know him, John Cena. John Cena, this is his joint. Yeah, yo got it too, Jules, no doubt. But we know John Cena does this, which means you can't see me. So now, this player, Caitlin Clark, did it while handing a loss to one of their opponents. Okay? You can't see me. All right? All this. And she was slick about it. And she was slick about it because she didn't emphasize it heavy. But when you are that type of player, all the cameras are on you. So one of the cameras are going to pick it up. And the media is going to run with it. But being that you tried to do it subtly, but I don't know how subtle you can do it, shows and proves that you are truly, or she is truly, a Karen, which have the habit of being passive aggressive, as most Euros are. They're very slick and passive aggressive and taunt and poke the bear and do a whole lot of things that people usually don't catch. And they have, right, the audacity to always do it to us, knowing that many of us don't have anger management, knowing that taunts and passive aggressive behavior triggers us, and usually triggers us to make a move, to say a statement, to act out irrationally in these spaces and institutions that they not only create, but own. So there's a lot of that, especially with us. And we all been through it. We've been through it in corporate America. We've been through it on any other work environment. We go through it in schools. We go through it in social service settings. We go through it in financial settings, in banks. We know what that passive aggressive behavior is. We understand what it means to continuously be poked at, continuously be made to feel less than. So by her doing that, and the rest of the basketball, the collegiate basketball world seeing that, come on, every team that come through is going to do their damnedest to make sure that they don't get a win. Now, taunting is nothing new in the world of sports. They do it on a professional level in almost every sport. Almost every sport. Some sports are a little bit more refined than others. Some, because they're not team sports, you don't have the ability to reach out and do things like that. But you're going to get taunted. That's sports, that's competition. That doesn't mean everybody's going to receive it well. Just not going to receive it well. Here, Caitlin Clark and the Iowa Hawkeyes, or whatever, right, came across LSU, right? And Angel Reese, who always, as our women have had to deal with throughout, wherever they're at. Again, I told you the energy of the black woman is always recognized. And 9 times out of 10 is hated. But as always, when you're young and stepping into a sporting space and really, really good and having a natural ability, you always get critiqued. And that critique of a young woman can be very harmful. You're making an attempt to be the best that you can be in this chosen sport, and you have adults, mostly men, critiquing your every game, critiquing your play, critiquing your practice. Now, she wasn't always on LSU. She transferred from Maryland. And again, you hear a lot. Many of us may not hear what she has heard because, again, a lot of us don't follow women basketball. Not on a professional level, and most definitely not at the collegiate level. But when we do, those of us who do, we can empathize with it, especially if we have daughters and sisters. If we have daughters and sisters, we witness, we see, we actually see how the world treats black women, how the world treats our women. And there are positions or situations where we're not able to step up and fight for them. Many of these situations, we are instructed many times by them to fall back. So as Angel has been going through her career, right? I could only imagine. Right? This young black girl coming from Maryland and being scrutinized all the way through. From being, called an athlete, a jock, or this, or that, balling. We want to assume that because they excel, that they're always appreciated. That's something that you're making an assumption. And until you've spoken, until you've witnessed, until you've had a daughter, a child, a niece go through it and them tell you exactly what it feels like, we have no idea. When you're on the outside looking in, you're immediately thinking, damn, since they're on television, since they're in paper, since they're on social media and getting certain accolades, right, that everything is all good. We don't know what the other side looks like. So here we have Angel Reese. And all year, they've been watching this team. They've been watching the coach, scrutinizing her for her outfits and things like that. Watching. Again, everybody has something to say, passive aggressively or slickly, you understand, with little undertones. Watching, wanting to see how they perform. And they performed. Matter of fact, they got the chip. So now that they got the chip, Miss Angel Reese does the same gesture to Miss Clark, right? That she so slickly tried to give. Immediately, media starts to pick sides. Now, from some of them so far, especially from the men that I've seen so far, they were in support of it. Like, yo, it's taunting, it is what it is. Of course, you have Euro media already making an attempt to place her in a box where they call it classless, unsportsmanlike, and oh, how dare she, what is she doing, why this, that, blah, blah, blah. And as expected, Karen, in her press conference, started to cry. Here come the tears, and here come the talk of legacy and what she hopes to mean to little girls coming up following her. Where were those tears when you initially did that? Where was the empathy for the team that you bumped? For the few teams that you bumped throughout the tournament? Was that part of the game? You can't see me? Is that the initiation? Is that what you want to be your legacy, to be followed? For people who have that natural talent to excel past others, to taunt? So now when you get it back, salute, brethren. We see the yard up in here. Yes, barely. Yes. You understand? Talk to me about it. Now that you didn't get that chip, now you're humbled by sister power. For someone who, again, has to struggle within an institution that everything is given to the others who may not be as talented. Now, the accomplishments from this Caitlin is out of this world when you look at it on paper. And this is coming from her Wik. This is her Wikipedia. AP Player of the Year, 2023. Naismith College Player of the Year, 2023. USBWA National Player of the Year, 2023. The Wade Trophy, right? Two-time unanimous first team All-American, 2022-2023. Two times first team All-American AP, it's Associated Press, 2022-2023. Three-time first team All-American USBWA from 2021 to 2023. Three times WBCA Coaches All-American. Second team All-American in 2021. Three-time Dawn Staley Award. Two-time Nancy Lieberman Award. National Co-Freshman of the Year. Come on. Co-Freshman of the Year 2021. Two-time Big Ten Player of the Year. NCAA Scoring Leader 2021-2022. Big Ten Tournament. MOP, Most Outstanding Player. NCAA Season's Assist Leader, Academic All-American of the Year, McDonald's All-American, Iowa Miss Basketball. It reads crazy. But Angel Reese's Wik don't read like that at all. At all. All right? You know what they concentrate on? That her moms and pops both played. Her and her brother have a sibling rivalry when they practice and play, right? This is what they say about Angel Reese, the melanated player. Honor Roll High School, that's it. Now, what they want to concentrate on, because this is a big deal, the NIL deals, right? Which y'all may be hearing about, which is name, image, and likeness that they are allowing these collegiates, and now we know high school and even younger athletes, because there was no age specification in these new laws. So you could actually have young children getting paid off their name, image, and likeness. All right? So now they want you to know that Miss Angel Reese has deals with several companies, including Amazon, Xfinity, Outback Steakhouse, Wingstop, and the supermarket chain Giant Food. And in 2023, February, just a few weeks ago, she signed an NIL deal with Coach and gave bags to all her teammates. All right? Miss Caitlin, right, who is no Danica Patrick, just to keep it a buck. She has a deal with Nike, right, with Nike and Buick. She was featured in their campaign. So they might be a little salty that this melanated child can represent all these brands, while this one over here may only be able to go to the next level, get a little deal with Nike, and keep it moving. So here is the tears, because she taunted me, but she gets everything. Be mindful of the language. Be mindful of the narrative. Okay? And be mindful of the support that we're supposed to have for black women. You hear me? Be mindful of the support we're supposed to have for black women. Again, the narrative that they're painting of this young woman is that she's ghetto, she's uncouth, the taunting was unsportsmanlike, and rumors of her supposedly involved with dating this rapper. Okay? When you are a black woman and you are propelled to influence, to image, and others are following you, and you do not represent the morals, values, and ideals of our oppressors, of these Eurocentric systems and mechanisms, you will be attacked. Your behavior has to be pristine if you are not viewed as somebody who will buckle and bow down. That's just where it is. So there's no double standard. It's just a standard. And now people have to start realizing there ain't no double standard. We never owned anything to have a standard. We never owned ourselves. We don't own these institutions. We don't own the legal system. There is no double standard. There is black, there's white. Their standards are their standards. That's it. So when they do things, yes, they can do it. It is them. When we do it, expect to be criticized, expect to be over-critiqued, expect the language to be less than favorable. So no, you can't give that back without the repercussions. But how do we as a people respond to their treatment of her now and in the future? Because all the negative press is just there because, listen, the WNBA draft season is coming. I don't know if she's going to remain in school or not, either one of them. But the negative language, the negative press They're using that to knock her down a few slots. Okay? No double standard. It is what it is. So how do we make sure that our women are always refined, that deal with refinement when they're in the public eye? And refinement does not mean that you're taking your essence and getting tight in the ass and bougie. We're not saying that. And we're not saying that you have to code switch. Okay? But I'm saying that there's a way to be revolutionary and do it in a way that is refined. There is a way to be who we naturally are, and it's not ghetto. Because that's the first thing that people make an attempt to label as being real. Oh, she real, she hood, she ghetto. Miss me with that shit. Cut it out. We're not ghetto. That's a place. It's not a behavior. And everybody, all groups who are impoverished are in ghettos, spend time in ghetto situations. But you allow them to come up out of that. But keep us in it regardless of accomplishment. Regardless of accomplishment, you want them to remain in that space in order for you to accept them as being real. So if she neck roll and finger pop and speak with a certain tone, she's cool. She in. And when she's not able to come up out of that behavior and code switch to get to where she needs to be, y'all not there for her to support that when they push her out. Right? Because let's look at Naomi Osaka, who kept it very real. You don't hear nothing about. Pushed her out before her being with child. As soon as they found out that she was that real, when they found out that she was not willing to bend, that she was speaking politically and keeping it very true to who she is and dealing with a rap dude, got her up out of there. Even after she has this child. She won't be up there like that no more. She won't be their darling of the tennis world anymore. And where's your support of that? So stop with the ghetto being real and moving around that. There's a way to deal with refinement. Because her being real and ghetto and speaking in that tone and language and posturing don't mean she's going to give back to any ghetto or any hood or any community once it's there. So how do we all get up out of that mind frame of what's real and what's not and able to showcase our talent, get resources from it, and have everybody gain and get as much from us supporting that individual as we should? Because the support that we give propels them. Because in the eyes of the Euro, they want to control our most influential. So if we are propelling and pushing somebody up, what is the return? What is the return? So by this whole incident getting viral, having legs, how is the black woman protected? Because as we talk about this nonsense, there's another collegiate player who is definitely in need and should get some support. Jamirah shoots. And if you didn't hear of Angel Reese, you definitely didn't hear of Jamirah. She's the player a couple of weeks ago that after the game, when they have the line up and the handshake line, who was getting taunted and passive aggressively spoke to during the game, going through the handshake line, had words with her taunter, and instead of cowering, allegedly snuff butt her, put her on her back pocket. Bowling Green, Ohio, then charged her. They done charged her with an assault. She just pled not guilty. This happened again in a televised game with cameras and all that. Yeah. On the handshake line, stopped. Was like, yo, what's up? What's good? A word? Snuff butt. Hold that. Again. Did she keep it 1,000? Did she keep it hood? Did she keep it real? What is acceptable behavior in that space that we may find tolerated and acceptable in our spaces? That may be right on the courts, in our communities, in our centers, out on our spaces. You are in an institution, which is the university, the collegiate level. You are in an institution playing basketball, being covered by the media, by another institution, corporate media. So now you're just all over their world, again, making an attempt to value yourself. Her name, who I'm speaking on right now, Hakim, Jamirah, Jamirah, shoot, S-H-U-T-S. Okay? So now she's been charged. Okay? 2 black women, young black women. Remember, they're in college. Young black women. Out of their element. We make it seem as though we are comfortable in these spaces. Because again, we have been conditioned to give our women over to corporate America. To allow our women into these institutions, regardless of where they are. Whether it's corporate America, whether it's, right, college, universities, whether it's health care. Quickly, blindly, just here, with absolutely no protection. So when they're continuously attacked, and at times cannot rely on each other because this trauma is so thick and Nobody knows how to respond to it because, again, you're believing that you're doing better for yourself. You're believing that you can get your family out of specific situations. So how much can you take? How much can they take without our support? And again, they're moved around. Boom, you're in college here. You're going here. Your coach got you practicing here. Your training there. Your games are there. Your press conference is here. Moving around. Same thing as rappers, same thing as actors and actresses. You're in institutions where you cannot be protected unless you bring your protection with you on a regular basis. These melanated female collegiate athletes are in these spaces alone. So if they're not continuously supported and taught, again, how to manage anger when triggered, how to navigate through these spaces, which many are foreign to. You've been playing ball in your hood, in your community, high school and all that. Boom, you go to the big dogs now. You in the D1 college. Foreign. Your language is not spoken there. There's no care and nurturing for you there other than you performing at that level for them. Notice now how everything is being highlighted when it comes to these collegiate athletes now that they're able to earn their own dollar for their image, likeness, their names. Everything is scrutinized in order to make sure that they have a very negative impact when it comes to corporate America. So how do we support them? And then in turn, how do they support us? Remember, Jamirah's got charged. He charged her. You had to put in a not guilty plea in Bowling Green, Ohio. Let's see how Angel Reese, a D1 national champion, is going to be received in this coming draft if she comes out. Let's see. And then let's watch how they handle Miss Caitlin Clark. I'm saying, you gave it up, now you can't take it. This is what is always done and always will be done as long, right? As long as we yearn to be in their institutions. I'm telling you, people are going to have to make decisions quickly because it's going to be even more uncomfortable in those spaces. It's going to be very uncomfortable because they are growing intolerance for these people, our people, to be getting resources and allowed to take care of themselves in these arenas. It's just what it is. It's going to get worse and worse because they themselves have no resource. Their economy is folding. They cannot feed the need of people who they owe. Remember, we was taught that this is the poor part of the planet. It is what it is. But we have to protect our black women. We have to not allow false narratives or half-truths to go unchecked. So we salute Angel Reese. We salute LSU ladies basketball for bringing that chip. What they call her? The Bayou Barbie. Yeah. They can't see her. Did a damn thing. Now, how do we, those who are conscious and woke and aware, give her refinement? Make sure that she is able to continue to excel. That certain things just won't be accepted by them. And a strong, intelligent, talented black woman who can nurture a nation is never going to be tolerated in their world. We must protect her, educate her, give her refinement, knowledge of self, and allow her to live out to her full potential. So, yo, again, all green screens are appreciated whenever and however they come. Super chats appreciated. We shall be back later on. It's 4:30, I don't know. Again, shout out to Coach D Mac for the merch. Shout out for the merch, D Mac for them. The Rams up there in the BX. Somebody in Brooklyn send me some merch. Where are Brooklyn ballers at? And as always, don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. Don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. There is no double standards. It is their standards, and we are at fault when we make an attempt to compare ourselves to them in their world. All peace and power to the people that struggle. Salute, salute, salute. T, I see you, T. I see you, T. Salute, Tasha. Revolutionary strength. All our queens. All our queen comrades.